Okay.
Hello, this is Sunil Sunder Raj from the Everyday Fan Sports. I'm happy to be speaking with New York Boulders pitcher Orsen Josephina today. Orsen, thank you so much for taking some time out today. Really appreciate it.
Thank you guys for having me today for this interview. I really appreciate that so much.
No problem. Hey, Orson, a tremendous, start on Thursday night at Palisades Credit Union Park against the Sussex County Miners. Hurling 6 1/3, shutout innings, allowing 3 hits, walking 3, striking out 9. How good did it feel, to be able to spin that type of performance, on the mound for the team on Thursday night, Orson?
To be honest, it was really good feeling. To be honest, it was my last start was not the best, but it was good enough for me to battle and to be come back and get another start that's even more better was really good and was a great feeling, and especially like making the fans happy and out there and putting on a show, which I love to do for the fans too, because that's why they come to the game. They want to see good stuff, and that's what's gonna keep them happy and all those things too. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Going up against Sussex County and one of the top teams in the Frontier League, it's definitely a potent lineup that they present, Orson. And then, locked in a pitcher's duel, with their top guy and Tyler Alexander. I'm wondering, you're going up against their top guy. How is that? I mean, that's got to be the juice is flowing. You got that motivation. Just speak about that, Orson.
Yes, that's honestly like the biggest thing that that helped me, that motivated me. Like when I heard that I'm gonna go up against Tyler Alexander, I was like, wow, like this guy is really good. Like I love how he pitches. I love his energy. I love his confidence and all his pitches, how he pitched. And I knew it was gonna be like a good game, but I wanted to be on his level. And I tried to be as much as possible, whereby I use my game plan and attack with my game plan how I wanted to, and it really worked out. And especially also shout out to him because he did a really great job as well.
Yeah,
So
no, definitely struck out 10, I believe, in that game.
mhm.
Talk about that preparation leading, going into that game, said, and again, from the onset, you were locked in. I mean, I said you had really a good zip, I think, on your fastball and being able to mix up your pitches, Orson. Can you just talk about that?
Yes, I mean, yes. Going out before the game, I knew I was gonna go face a lot of lefties, and which is also kind of like might not look as my strength, but it's also like a strength to me because I'm a fastball changeup pitcher, and so when I had that fastball changeup combination, it was actually like playing off good because everything looked similar as my fastball from that. So it was really good for me to like stick to that plan, and I honestly like thank my catcher Gian Martinelli that actually did really good behind the plate and was we were communicating pretty well. We were on the same page the whole time, and there was even a moment that he told me like, "Hey, let's stick with the same plan. We're not gonna change anything, even though we faced them twice already in throughout the lineup. We're gonna stick with it and prove them that if they're not gonna do their job, we're gonna keep doing our job."
Yeah.
And which we kept doing. We kept working together, and it really paid off for for a bit, and I really liked how we did it, and the game plan actually like was pretty good. So,
Yeah.
and especially against a team like that, it was just amazing. So
No, definitely. I know you didn't pick up the win. I mean, Tanner Keys got the win in relief. I mean, the Boulders scored a late run, said there, to win 1-0. But can you talk about, the bullpen, as well? I mean, the starting pitching has really picked up of late, but the bullpen has just been absolutely lights out, Orson. Can you talk about that? Being able to hand that ball off and, knowing that you have confidence in that this, bullpen, said definitely could, do their job as well.
yes, like I mean, like when I came here in the Boulders, I saw our pitchers and I was like, wow, like these guys are good, and they were all about like, young guys and stuff, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. And when I turned into a starter here, it was my first start since like almost 3 years ago,
Okay.
and so it was kind of tough, but I knew I always had that bullpen in the back because these guys are so competitive. They always want to win. They
Mhm.
always give it their all out there. And when the way we have our bullpen, I'm considered it one of the best bullpens in this league right now.
Yeah.
To be honest, but stuff wise, pitching wise, now probably things are not looking at the best, but I know by the end of the year, our bullpen is going to be the best bullpen in this league. That's for sure.
Yeah.
That's for sure, without a doubt. I mean, getting out of that inning when James Maury came in, and just picked up the game for me, and it was just amazing for me because I knew he was gonna have it. And when TJ walked up to me and took the ball, and I saw him running out, I was like, all right, he's got it.
Yeah.
He's got it. I know it. I didn't have no doubt. He immediately attacked the hitters, boom, got them out. Then the next guy came in, and then Tanner came in and just finished it all, and which was so amazing. The bullpen is just a stellar. Like there's a lot more arms out there that probably some teams didn't see yet as much, but those are also great arms. Everybody in the bullpen is having a great arm for sure for this team, and we're gonna go a long way with this bullpen. That's for sure.
I had to go back to that first start, against New Jersey in game two of the doubleheader. Again, 4 innings, 1 run, 6 hits, 1 walk, 3 Ks. You get that early run support, 8-1 win. I had to ask you, when you got that word from TJ that you were going to be making the start there in game two, as you alluded to before, making that transition from being, as said, a relief pitcher in the bullpen, to, a starting pitcher. But just talk about how exciting that was, game two, to go out there in front of the home fans at Palisades Carnegie Park and, be on the mound, Orson.
Yes, it was an amazing feeling when when you get the news like, hey, you're gonna turn into a starter, and it was kind of hard for me for a second
Yeah.
because I know I didn't do it in a while, but it was also like, wow, like this is amazing. This is what you want, and just just getting out there on the field, start warming up. You just already like get the feels for it, and
Yeah.
it was just amazing. And I went out there and tried to give my best out there against actually a great hitting lineup team,
Yeah.
which I really respect. Guys have like really good approaches out there in the team, and even though it wasn't my best yet, but I loved the way how I competed against them, how the team competed against them,
Mhm.
which is really good. And I think from just keep going from now on, it's just gonna get better and better for us with the boulders right here.
You got to work with Phil Capra in that game. I had to ask you about working with Phil in that game, and guys were definitely I said on the same page. Said that night, Orson.
Yes, yes, for sure. With Phil, me and Phil, we always sit and talk about pitching, and not even like when we're like about to go pitch together. No, we watch on the bench together. We watch other pitchers. We break down, we see stuff, and it's just amazing because he knows exactly what my strengths are,
Mhm.
and he knows exactly like what to do in certain situations. And I just go with it. I trust him. He trusts me, and that's the best thing you can have, a catcher that trusts you and he trusts you, because that's how you connect together, and that's how you can get a long way together.
Yeah.
And I really tip my cap to him. Like he really like works hard behind the plate every day for us, and without him, I couldn't do that pitch that game like that. I really believe he did a really great job for me out there.
That's great. You did. I mean, last year, I had to ask you, heading into this season, because 2020, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, there wasn't any baseball around. I had to ask you, heading into this season, and of course, being a part of the Boulders, a new, team name, with New York, and then being in the Frontier League, how exciting that was, and just as far as training, for this season, because the last time I think what you pitched was 2 years ago. I think what in the Gulf Coast League, I said for the Pittsburgh Pirates. So just had to ask you about that, Dorson.
Yes, I mean, first of all, I want to say, like when I got the bad news that I got released, it was really tough for a couple of seconds, but I knew at the same time it wasn't over yet for me,
Mhm.
and I was like, I know I'm too good of a pitcher. I know I can do this on another level. Let's get back to work. So after one day, I was already back to work, to get back on it. And I was working the whole off season, these past 1.5 year basically, until like right now. I was working so hard, and it's honestly like actually like really playing off for me.
Mhm.
And which I really think, that all that hard work and never that the time that I didn't give up, I kept going through it, and I didn't let anything like hold me down, really helped me through. And that's what, when I heard like, hey, you're gonna go pitch for the Frontier in the Frontier League for the New York Boulders, I was like,
Yeah.
wow, like this is amazing. Like, and then another thing, what which was great was like when they partnership with the MLB. So
Yeah.
that was even like another big thing. Like, hey, there's your other shot that you get,
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not gonna miss on this shot. I'm gonna give it my all. I'm gonna work as hard as I can and try to be the best out there.
Yeah. Hey, I don't want to forget, manager TJ Stan, said this coaching staff, what they've meant to you, said here early on, and just, as far as your development, Orson.
Yes, I mean, to be honest, TJ is the best to me. Like, he's really like he's really a coach that listens and understands players, which I really love so much, because sometimes, you pass through certain moments where you don't get that. And especially in pro ball, that's amazing to have a coach like him with like that amount of knowledge of pitching. And, he's been helping me with my slider. He's been, telling me like what to do in certain situations. And like, it's so amazing. Like, sometimes I will be just standing and I will be like, hey, TJ, what should we do there with my perspective? He will be like this. And that's a big factor, because having that coach that always is there for you, that's gonna give you that knowledge for you to like succeed. So for you, so that you can keep going going up, it's the best feeling ever. It's the
Yeah.
best feeling ever.
Hey, I'm wondering on your off days, like, it said that, I mean, game day is important, but like as far as your training, your preparation, I think those days are just as essential, as when you are on game day. I'm wondering, like, do you have any particular routine that you go through, sit on those day offs that said you're not pitching as well, Orson.
Hmm. Yes, for sure. Like, for me, I don't call it a day off to me,
Yeah,
but it is a day off to me,
yeah,
basically. But I will basically all there's always something to work on. That's what I always learn, and that's what I always will keep doing.
yeah,
There's always something to work on, even on off days, whether it's like whether I do stuff for mobility to keep my body right, or I work on pitches, or like work on certain stuff that I did wrong, or watch videos from before of what I did. So I feel like every day is another day like to get better. And especially on off days when everybody is probably like, or other people are like not doing, I will be working and trying to do my stuff, because I want to take advantage of that time to
yeah.
be ready for that next time moment, to be better and better and better.
Hey, just have a couple more. I got to take it back, because I think you always have increased your innings output and then your strikeouts. Take back to Hillsborough, say community college, and then change it out to Palm Beach Atlantic University. I mean, especially I think junior and senior year there at Palm Beach, so you definitely were able to flourish. Can you talk about those times, how special that was, for you, Orson?
Wow. Especially for me, like, I'm gonna be honest. I'm I'm from Curacao originally.
Yeah,
So, and when I came here, I was like 18 years old, and I went my last year in high school.
yeah,
So I didn't have like any knowledge of anything, But I had great coaches that were behind me.
yeah,
Coach Greg, which was really helpful with me out of high school, and also Coach Louis. These guys really took their time every time to get me better,
yeah,
learn me what I need to do, and give me responsibility. From there on out, when I went to Hillsborough, I learned how to actually play baseball on a higher scale of level.
mhm,
And I thank Coach Ren, Coach Javi, all those guys, Coach Billy, because these guys really wanted me to get better every single time. And then from there on out, I moved to Palm Beach Athletics for my last 2 years. And I really thank Coach Bo and Coach Bot and Coach Size, because they were really there every single time for me. They were always trying to help me.
mhm,
And I could have seen throughout those years, I always got more confidence in myself, learn how to pitch even better, worked harder. So I learned every single time. And I just thank them, because without them, I think I wouldn't be the person I am today, and especially not pitching at this level. So I'm really glad that I made those steps throughout them, because they were like my motivators, the guys that really like stood up for me and teach me how to play the game of baseball.
Yeah, it's not easy, coming from another, said country, said attending, said Lake Worth Christian High School, and it's it again, probably, definitely, said I mean, making that transition and just like being able to a new culture. I think really that's best. The best way to put it. Being able to adjust that, and you were able to do that flawlessly. Hey, I know in 2017, 2018, you pitched I think in the Northwoods League for the Wisconsin Woodchucks. A great name over there.
Yes,
Can you
yes,
tell
I
me
did.
about that?
Wow. To be honest, it was such a great ass feeling, because it was like it was a taste of being in pro ball, playing every day, learn how to take care of your stuff, and that's where I honestly learned like, hey, like what I need to do. I thank Coach Fabian, Coach Ronnie, and all of them, because they were actually like teaching me how to be a professional player
Hmm.
and what are you gonna get as a professional player. So it was just so amazing, and without like them like teaching me all those things, because in my country we don't have those, all those
Yeah,
things. We don't play baseball every day. We don't have the chance to like practice on any field, or so when we
yeah,
get the time, we try to do the most every single time. And having all those abilities, those facilities and all those things, it was just amazing feeling. And it just boosts me up. And from there on out, like I just learned, and I love the game, and I was like, hey, I really want to be a professional baseball player, and I'm gonna work for it. And that's from there, like I just really did well out there.
yeah.
So
No, it's a
from there,
great springboard. That's what I was going to ask you. If growing up, like if any other sports or predominantly it was baseball for you that you fell in love with, and just for you personally, Orson, what makes the game of baseball so special to play?
the game of baseball is so special to play. Wow. So the game of baseball to me is really special, because it's you make so many friendships throughout your career,
Yeah,
and you learn so much, which is just so amazing. Like it's like something else. Like right now, I got another group of friendship with guys here,
yeah,
which makes me feel like, hey, this is my family, because I don't have my family with me when I'm on the field or out here in the United States.
yeah.
But I know when I have them around me, I feel like, hey, I have a family behind me. And that's the biggest part for me that made me fall in love with baseball. And from there on out, I just wanted to keep going and keep going and keep going.
Hey, you talked about family. I don't want to leave out your parents. You have two siblings. I'm sure that this is just amazing what you've been able to accomplish, and I'm sure like they're very proud of your success, Orson. Can you talk about the support you've received from them during this
Yes,
journey?
they are so amazing, because the funny part is like after every game I pitch, they will send a text message, like,
Okay.
or they will send a text message throughout like the game, every inning, what I do,
Yeah.
what I should do and stuff, which is so amazing, because
Yeah.
to have that kind of support when they're just so far away, it feels like they're still close to
Yeah.
you, which is just so amazing. And especially like I love it, because my brother will always be watching the games, because he wants to learn from me
Yeah.
and keep following my footsteps. His dream is also to keep moving up with baseball and stuff. So, and he's just looking at it, and I just I'm just blessed that I have all of them, and just they support me so much. So I really appreciate them so much, and that's what keep me going every day.
Yeah, I mean the game baseball truly is a global game. It's and it's great to see like the diverse said diversity people from the various nations playing. I had to ask you that must be really cool to see like players for even the Frontier League. I'm sure that you've come across. Can you talk about that because I think that's really important as well, Orson.
Yes, I mean, one big thing is like, diversity makes baseball so amazing, because you have guys like you said, global, all over around the world. And it's not like it's just like, hey, you're gonna play with them. No, you're gonna learn about them,
Yeah.
learn about their country, learn about what they do, like what are their cultures and stuff. And it's just you make friendships that in the future you just want to go visit the place and go learn from there. And that's the amazing part, because every time somebody talks to me and I tell them I'm from Curacao, they want to go to Curacao. And
Mm.
it was the same back then for me. Like I was like, if I talk to an American, I would have been like, oh, I want to go to America.
Yeah.
So which is like, it's just the best thing ever. And I feel like that's the greatest thing in this baseball world.
Yeah.
By having that ability that everybody that's diverse with from other cultures, all of them play together, and which is just bringing this world better together, which is
Now,
just so amazing.
yeah, no, true. I believe your favorite team, I think, is the Detroit Tigers. I'm wondering if there are any players out there, said are pitchers, in Major League Baseball that you certainly look up to and that you sort of try to like take maybe some nuggets away, any tidbits that and sort of apply to your game, Morrison.
Yes, yes, yes. The Detroit Tigers actually was my favorite team for a long while.
Okay.
Of course, I signed with the Pirates. It
Okay.
turned into the Pirates, of course,
Yeah.
because it was my first. They were my first dream after that.
Yeah.
So it was just amazing. But yeah, I mean, my favorite players that I have in baseball, basically, my favorite players were actually back then Chipper Jones and Andrew Jones,
Mm.
and because I used to love how they played together, and it's
Yeah.
just amazing. And that's who I grow up seeing and watching.
Yeah.
Now, when I transferred to pitching, I loved seeing Felix Hernandez pitch,
Yeah.
because the way he pitched with his heart out there, he was throwing every pitch with conviction, which I was like, wow, like I want to be like that one day.
Yeah.
And it's just so amazing, and which makes my pitching repertoire kind of like him now, right now too,
Yeah.
which is just so amazing. Because as you can see, like if you look up to somebody and you tell yourself like you want to be like that and you go for it, it's gonna happen. You just gotta go for it. So that's, I mean, it's just amazing. It's just
Hey,
amazing with it.
Hey, the last two, I didn't want to forget about your Boulders teammates, New York Boulders, because I think they're, as you talk about our family. What makes this team so special? I know it's so early on. We're not even 20 games in, probably, or we're going to be in our 20th game. Going to be in your 20th game tonight. But what makes this team so special? Are these teammates to play with? I had to ask you about the Orson.
The great thing about this team is, here we go back, the diverse, the diverse of the team. And I'm not speaking like just different cultures, but people from different places here in America. You got guys from California, North Dakota, New York, Florida, like, and name any place, Texas. So it's good. And the great thing is we all sit there and talk together, like about our states and stuff. And it's just like it brought everybody together. And it's this team is just turning bigger and bigger as a family, which is gonna that's what we're gonna go out there together, fight together to win every single ball game that we can, if it's possible. And that's the great thing. And the great thing is we don't have nobody at all that like will separate. No, everybody is a family here. Like that's the biggest part of this place. And everybody wants everybody to succeed. And I mean, it's tough that we lost two guys already, which we loved, but we were so happy for them, which is Austin Dennis that signed with the Royals, and Brian Rabb, who just signed with the Toronto Blue Jays, which is so amazing. And that's our goal for all of our teammates, for us all to join back, or whoever didn't join yet, join into that affiliate ball and try to prove that we are great players. And especially like with this team together, I think it's just gonna be like something else this year. I
They
know that's
play in a beautiful stadium in Palisades Carnegie Park. Obviously, I think the best stadium, in the Frontier League.
exactly
Doesn't get
exactly
better than
right.
that. Hey, final question. It's such an inspirational story. I think, you're definitely a role model for younger people, younger kids, especially, playing the game of baseball. I'm wondering, my final question, what your advice is to those kids who want to aspire to be, Orson Josephina, one day be pitching, in the Frontier League for the New York Boulders. What your advice is for them, Orson?
Yes, I have an advice. My advice is literally believe in yourself. Why do I say that? Because I wasn't, when I was younger, I wasn't good in baseball, but I believed in myself. I knew I had some certain talent, and I believed in myself. I put in the work, and from there on out, if you put in the work, it will show out. So I feel like don't let nobody ever tell you like you can't do something, you can't do something, because that's what, certain moments I've been through life. But I focused on the positives, to keep working, and that is gonna happen. And when you believe like that, it will happen. So my advice is for everybody, like, believe in yourself, believe in what you think you're gonna be, and go ahead and give it your all.
Yeah, well said. Hey, Orson, you're a class act. Said I again, it's just been a true honor and privilege, speaking with you, and just appreciate the opportunity to interview you, and congrats on your success here early in the season. And again, said wishing you all the best as the 2021 season moves ahead.
Thank you. I appreciate that so much.